Okay, in 10 minutes or under, I'm going to show you exactly how you can delete your belly fat. I'm going to give you 5 or 6 tips. If you follow these consistently, I promise you that belly fat will disappear. First up is walking. Now, I'm going to introduce something a little bit different because everyone says 10 to 15,000 steps a day. And obviously, you need to do 10 to 15,000 steps a day. Okay, that's the basic, that's the principle. Everyone should do that, and I promise you, if you just do that alone, if you click off this video now, all you do is that, you will see results. But I want to introduce something a bit different, because these 10 to 15,000 steps per day should be done at a moderate, pretty brisk pace in zone 2, where you can just about hold a conversation. But the problem is, people that are on slightly the heavier side struggle to maintain this pace for 30 minutes, an hour, even potentially longer depending on how long it takes you to do these steps. So I'm going to introduce something which will help people that struggle to maintain this pace. Alternate between 3 to 5 minutes of fast walking and 3 to 5 minutes of slow walking. Repeat this cycle 5 times. The slow walking should be regular paced walking where you can comfortably hold a conversation, and the fast walking should be to a point where you can hold a conversation but just barely. Research shows that this interval approach improves your body's fat burning capacity and burns significantly more calories than walking at a steady pace. Also, think about it like this. Walking at a fast pace burns lots of calories. Walking slow burns less. What I usually recommend is 30 minutes of medium pace walking, but some people struggle to keep this up for 30 minutes at quality pace. So instead, this approach means you can essentially have breaks from the fast walking, meaning you'll be able to burn roughly the same calories but in a more manageable way. And the beauty of this method is its accessibility. Anyone can do it regardless of fitness level, and in fact it's more accessible because you're having those breaks if you want to treat it like that. You can do this outdoors on a treadmill or even on a walking pad watching TV. The key is the intensity variation, and this will help people who struggle with walking for long periods of time, because honestly, if I walk too fast for too long, my shins start to hurt and I can't maintain this for 10 to 15,000 steps. And so I've actually used this technique a few times without even realizing, and it's really helped not only alleviate that pain but also help me walk for a longer period of time. Strategy number 2 is intermittent fasting. This means you fast for 16 hours and you eat all your meals within an 8-hour window. For example, you might eat between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m, then fast from 8 p.m. until 12 the next day. When you fast, insulin levels drop, which signals your body to start burning stored fat for energy, particularly visceral fat, that dangerous belly fat surrounding your organs. Now, if 16 hours sounds intimidating, start with 12 hours and gradually work your way up. Remember, you're sleeping for most of it. During your fasting window, you can have water, black coffee, and unsweetened tea. These won't break your fast and can actually help suppress appetite. I do it like this. When I wake up around 7 a.m, I drink a ton of water. What this does is it makes me feel full for quite some time. Bear in mind, I sleep at around 10 p.m, and my last meal is done by 8 p.m. So by the time I wake up, I've already fasted for 11 hours. I get in some work and this distracts me for a good 4 to 5 hours, and then my first meal is at around 12 p.m. One important note, this isn't a license to binge during your eating window. You still need to focus on quality nutrition and sticking to your targets. All this strategy really leads to is a reduced eating window, which will likely lead to a reduced calorie intake. But again, you need to stick to this target, otherwise it'll just be eating loads of calories in a small amount of time, which is not good for you. Now, the next strategy, high protein intake. Aim for around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 180 pounds, target 180 grams of protein. Protein is important for 3 things. It has the highest thermic effect of all macronutrients, which means your body burns more calories as you digest this protein than any other macronutrient. It preserves lean muscle mass during fat loss, so you don't just become a small, weaker version of yourself. And it's very satiating, which means that it fills you up incredibly well, so you get less cravings throughout the day. But here's the game changer. Don't obsess over counting every calorie. Just focus on hitting a protein target every day. When you prioritize protein, you naturally crowd out less nutritious foods and end up in a calorie deficit without the mental burden of tracking everything. Next, you need to hydrate properly and eliminate liquid calories. Many of the hunger signals you experience are actually dehydration. Your brain can confuse thirst for hunger, leading you to eat when you don't really need to. Aim to drink approximately half your body weight in ounces of water daily. So if you weigh 200 pounds, that's 100 ounces of water. Now here's the other part. completely eliminate liquid calories. So no juice, no soda, no energy drinks. These spike insulin, they don't fill you up at all, and they actually add hundreds of calories per day without you realizing and without even making you full. They're literally sabotaging your fat loss efforts, and while you may think it's a small, fun little thing to have with a meal, it's potentially ruining your effort. Next is a 30-day challenge that I'm going to recommend, and it's eating whole foods for 30 days. So completely eliminate processed foods, refined carbs, fast food, cookies, crisps, or chips if you're from the US. I recommend doing a complete pantry clean out. If it's in your house, you'll eventually eat it during a moment of weakness. So rather than accidentally slipping up, get rid of it. The truth is, you get very hungry quickly because you're eating foods that haven't got enough nutrients to make you feel full. And a lot of these foods are designed in a way to make you hungry very quick. This is what I did, and honestly, it's easier than you think. All you need to do is get past the first week or maybe 2 weeks, and you'll feel so much better. You have a lot more energy. You'll just feel better overall in every single way. And once you get past this first week or these 2 weeks, you won't even feel like going back to how you were eating before, and that's the key. Once you've got past this week or two, honestly, the challenge is not even a challenge anymore. You can go a month, 2 months, 3 months, as long as you want. I've been going for a year and a half now like this, almost 2 years. After 30 days, you'll be amazed at how you feel. The final thing, and honestly one of the most important things, is strength training 3 times per week. You only need 30 minutes to 1 hour per session, that's it. This preserves your muscle mass during fat loss, increases your metabolic rate, and prevents you from ending up skinny fat, because a lot of people will be in a huge calorie deficit but not train at all, and they'll just end up skinny fat and small. You'll be undefined and soft if you don't train. Bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, or a basic set of dumbbells will work perfectly fine, especially if you're busy or you can't really train or go to the gym properly. Focus on compound movements that work multiple muscle groups. This will save time, but it's also very effective, especially for beginners. You don't need to be isolating every single muscle group. Remember, you can't out-train a bad diet, but you also can't achieve an athletic, toned physique through diet alone. Now, I've got my 3-day per week routine in the description alongside cookbooks, fitness trackers, full guides on muscle building, fat loss, everything you need in the description, so go check it out.